She even gets paid at least $1,000 for her services and gets the platform she processes her payment with. Seller. Now, this is Kwame. He is an affiliate marketer and actively promotes Aluna's course using the swift and easy to use affiliate marketing feature on Seller. In fact, he just joined the affiliate network where he has access to thousands of courses he can promote. Why aren't you selling on Seller? Everyone is selling on Seller, but you. Sign up on Seller today.
When life gives you lemons, create an online course on how to make lemonade and sell it on Seller. This lemonade name sweet self.
Hi everyone, good afternoon, and hope you're having a wonderful day. My name is Lydia, and I am the head of social media here at Stella. So live session is this live session is in commemoration of Women's Day. In commemoration of Women's Day, yes. So this conversation is going to be all about the impact of women in the creative industry. For this conversation, we'll be talking about the impact of women both in the creative industry and in other industries such as tech, finance, and etc. I am really excited to be here. Really excited to have this sort of conversations because I personally feel it's important for women to number one see hear how we're impacting the world, and also see how we can better impact the world in other areas and do a lot more. So I'm excited to bring up the speakers because I'm in awe of each and every one of them. So joining me today is Ms. Sholape Akimpelu, who is the CEO of Harvest. Harvest is a finance is a fintech company which is women. Hi, Ms. Sholape.
Hi, Lydia. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure being here, and thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for accepting our invite. I'm really grateful. I just have this conversation with you. The next person to join us is Miss Yewande Odumosu. She is another incredible woman. Sorry, who is into tech. She's doing okay. It's coming up. Okay, she's another amazing woman who is into tech. She's an investor and also the head partner at Hawks. Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon, everyone. Nice to be here.
Nice to meet you, ma. And the third lady who will be joining us today is Miss Toby Otokiti. Miss Toby is the founder and CEO of Product Dive, which is a company that offers educational services to people who would want to enter the product management space. Hi, Miss Toby. I'm very grateful to have you on here.
Thank you so much for the invitation. Everyone is doing well. Happy Good Friday.
Happy Good Friday,
Oh, and
everyone.
then,
All right, so I will just dive right into the questions. So at any have a question for the I'm talking about the attendees. If you have a question or if you want something to be reiterated, just ask in the comment section, and we'll bring it up. We'll bring it up on the screen. All right. Can everyone hear me? Let me be sure of that. It's very important. So you can just give me a thumbs. Okay, great. All right. So we'll begin. So I would like to begin with Miss Sholabi. Um, and my first question would be: there is a niche in the creator economy called the finance niche, where a lot of creators are giving advice and their 2 cents about how people can best make use of their finances, whether it is saving or investing or how to make more money. Right. So my question would be, yes, my question would be, how do you think these creators have impacted financial literacy in the country, and also how do you also think they've also impacted like the fintech space?
All right, thank you so much, Lydia. Good afternoon once again, everyone. It's a pleasure being here. Good to see you, Toby. Good to see you one day. And hello to our audience. You are sparing the one of the scarcest and most expensive resource time right now to listen out. Um, Financial literacy, and then that's maybe or best called maybe financial literacy content creators, right? In the creator economy, I would say is a huge blessing in both ways. The way I see it, is a means and it is an end in itself. In financial literacy, we are mostly talking about expanding one's income, um, making money, because you cannot save, you cannot transfer, without making it in the first place. 100% of zero gives you zero. So we've had this surge of creators in financial literacy in the past few years, and I think that those they are the real MVPs, both male and female. We have people like Tosin Oladende, Wealth Motley, Financial Jennifer, a host of other amazing men and women doing beautiful in this. And what they've done is they've popularized an otherwise boring and otherwise avoided yet important part of our lives, which is financial literacy. 5 years ago, financial literacy wasn't a thing. 10 years ago, it was, you could barely recognize when someone says talk about financial literacy. I'm a certified financial educator myself, and a strong believer that Nigeria, for instance, is a country of over 200 million people. There really is no way that you can lift even half of that population out of poverty by just policies alone. If people are still careless around money, around making it, around multiplying it, around growing it, around passing it on to the next generation, um it's still a national, it become a national disaster. So we owe the knowledge that a lot of us have now to these creators excuse me, in financial literacy. And of course it is a means to an end as well. That is, aside from the content that they create as well, they are creating income for themselves, right? So it's a, when you talk chicken and egg, this one is actually a chicken and egg combo, right? Either way, they're doing great work, it's impactful, and in the same vein, it yields income, right, for them, as well as other content creators niches and sectors as well, which I know that we'll still talk about that. Harvest, for instance, has a thriving community where we discuss this as well. We have a blog, we hold webinars, seminars like this because we believe that um you've just got to make money. And for women, there's been a long term rather, um shame around talking money, around making money, where women, even by themselves or with due to systemic conditions, hold themselves back, or overregulate how wealthy or how rich they should be. So I believe that financial literacy content creators are here to demystify all of that and literally liberate a lot of people, men and women alike. Thank you. Hello, Lydia.
All right. Can everyone still hear me? Just want to make sure of that.
Yes, you can now.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Mr. Rafi. I really love the points where you mentioned that we owe a lot of like the knowledge we've known about financial literacy to these content creators. Because honestly, I know how much I've personally learned about working on my finances through creators, whether it's been learning the 5-30-20 rule that I now use as in like for my personal salary, and a lot more when it comes to what's available financially, especially in as a creator myself. So my next question would be for Miss Yewande. Um, Hello, ma. Okay, my
Hello.
next question will be for Miss Yewande. Um, my question is, in the startup world, creators are becoming more and more involved, especially when it comes to the marketing aspects of it, whether it is being either a marketer or being a channel for marketing, such as whether influencers, UGC creators. And I guess my question would be, how important is it for more and more creators to kind of like find themselves in this field, whether as a marketer or as a channel for marketing?
Okay, that's a great question. And hi, everyone, and thanks to Stella for putting this together. Can you hear me clearly? Yes. All right. Okay. So for I think in the startup world, like you rightly said, some
Yes,
people
ma'am.
are creators and then some people are channels. So for example, there are even startups that create content and become channels. So I don't know if you've heard of Kunda Kids. They provide content for kids, and they do like all sorts of content, and that's a company on its own. Then you have individuals that write books. So you have people like Adora Wundo. She writes books that are helpful for career, and then that's already a digital product and a creator. And then you have people that do it for fun, even though they are not startups. Like you have Selim King, who tries to put like really great insights into like comic ways on Instagram, and and things like that. So there are different ways. I think the easiest way to figure it out is what you really are attracted to and what you're good at. So think about, okay, what can I try? Do I want to write a digital like ebook, or do I want to have courses? So I mean, Toby's also here. Toby is one of our most famous content creators. People think that when you say content, it's just like always fun. But sometimes it's taking serious things and putting it in a fun package. So Toby has like, you know, e-content for product managers, hopefully she'll write more books in future. People write self-help things. I think right now this is one of the easiest times in the history of the world to put out content. So I think one is figure out if, like you said, if you want to be a channel or if you want to just put out content. You have platforms like obviously Seller. You have other platforms that you can put it out. You can use your Instagram, your Twitter. Um, you can even create short courses. Like I said, some people do short courses. Some people do short skits, short videos. Some people do audio. So now there's a rise of podcasts. I'm sure every other day somebody has a podcast. That's content. People don't understand that that's content. You can do, so you see, I mean, I think most people know FK and Jola. They do content, and that's actually content. You can sit down with your friends and say, okay, we want to talk about, how to become a content creator, and you'll be surprised that there's an audience for it. The most important thing is, are you providing value? Are you taking the courage to take the step to start something? A lot of startups also are trying now to enable like content creator monetize properly. So you'd see things like Bumper trying to do both digital and physical products for you to sell, and like I mentioned, sell as well. And so that's why right now it's so easy. In fact, I think most fintechs are also making it easier for individuals to collect payments for things. So you see Paystack, you see Flutterwave, they have a package for entrepreneurs that are not even registered. A lot of people don't know. People think that you have to register a business to start. I mean, there's a tier, so a level of those accounts that as an individual you can actually start. You can actually start selling things. So I don't know if that answered your question, but I think the most important thing is just what value do you think you're bringing? How can you make it fun to yourself? And how can you like just start? And how can you just put it out there and see how it goes? Most of us on this call started from somewhere. Do you get? I built a platform called Startup Plus.
Yes, man. That was completely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, go on.
Okay, so that was
Yes.
completely amazing. Thank you so much. Especially with the fact about, you know, um, taking really things that would kind of like look serious and turning it into something that's very digestible for, your audience to to take it. I can say that I've been privileged to look at a lot of books about like the tech industry from various creators, and honestly, and also through ebooks, it's been very kind of like easier digestible who's not necessarily very. I call myself a creator, right? I'm not necessarily, head into like all the nitty gritties of like the tech world. So people coming back to the state, okay, this is what like being a product manager means, or this is what this is what being a programmer means. It's been honestly beneficial to creators. So thank you so much for sharing that. All right, so I'll move on to our next guest, Miss Toby. Hello, you look very beautiful, by the way. Um, I guess my first question for you would be for for creators who are looking to advance their careers beyond just being creators, right? There are many creators who are now going into tech. For me, as an example, going on to from being a general social media manager to working in like in specifically the tech industry. I guess my question would be, how can a creator transition from okay just creating content online about what you know to taking that knowledge and that expertise and kind of like walking into the tech and coming into the tech world, which is what steps would you say a creator can take to start, getting into the tech world this value? So
All right, that's a fantastic question. So, thank you once again for the invitation and hello, everyone. So, how, just rephrasing the question and also just to be sure that I got your question. The question is, how can a creator transition into the tech industry and what steps should a creator take? Did I get it? Lydia, I believe so. Okay, so I'll just proceed. Okay, so I think the fundamental reason or the fundamental goal of a creator, I believe, is to solve problems in the industry. And as we all know, technology today is an enabler, helping to solve problems in the industry, helping to make things efficient, effective, faster, easier. So I already do think that creators and already have like a place in tech industry. So in tech industry today, you have problem solvers, you have people who are curious, you have people who are curious problem solvers, like I said, just like what creators do today. So I don't think that it would necessarily be difficult for them to transition into the tech industry. However, the tech creator also needs to understand what is their area of interest. So that's the first thing to think of. What is my area of interest? Okay. And then what opportunities are there in tech? Okay. As you think about your career that you want to transition to, it's also very important that you are in an area of interest, an area of possibly something that you would find interesting. I'm a big advocate of staying in your area of strength, because when you stay in your area of strength, it's a lot easier for you to do the hard work. Tech is hard work, I can tell you now. Imagine fintech. So if this creator was interested in like fintech, for example, I've done fintech now for years, like close to about 10 years, actually, yeah, about 10 years. And I can tell you that the work you put into fintech, and I'm sure likewise, like other industries, edutech, logistics, there's a lot of hard work that goes into that. So you want to be able to identify your areas of interest. So there are different industries that exist in tech today. Like I said, there's the e-commerce, there's the logistics, there's the financial services, and others. Okay. So that's the first thing. The second thing you also want to do is begin to speak to people, begin to understand what skill sets that you need. Okay, so there is the hard skill and then there is the soft skill. So when we say soft skill, meaning how you're able to communicate, okay, how you're able to self-manage, very important, how you're able to collaborate with your team, or if you're an experienced person, how you're able to empower a team so that they're able to deliver excellent output. So you need to begin to start having conversations with people who already work in that industry on what skill sets do I need. And so you begin to do like what I call a skill gap analysis. When an organization brings you in, they're bringing you for one core reason, because they can identify that you're bringing value to the company. Nobody will really bring you to an organization because so they just like your face. Like, or okay, so what does that translate to for us in terms of revenue? So organizations are interested with somebody who is skilled, maybe not highly skilled because all of that can be built, but somebody who also has this, like I said, who is culturally fit. You have the right skill, you are a great communicator, you know how to manage expectations. It's not like you're told to do something and somebody has to follow up with you like 10 times. So you need to be able to know the skill sets are required, and then you do that skill gap analysis, and then you go upskill in that area. Now, how do you upskill in that area? You can decide to take an online course. You can decide to, I'm sure, I know some the courses available today, and it could even be a book. All right, sometimes those things are not too expensive, and even if they're expensive, it's an investment in yourself. And investing in yourself is like one of the greatest things you can do for yourself, because it stays with you permanently and it makes you a person of value. Okay. You could also seek out for people to guide you or to mentor you, all right, so that you're able to craft out what I call a career map. Okay. And an assessment, a career map that shows, okay, this is where you are currently in your level. Okay. And given that this is where you are going to, now these are the actions that you need to take to become that person. Sometimes you don't have that information because you've not been there, but somebody who has gone through that path before can guide you that, okay, I see that you're interested in this path and this is your current level. However, to get there, you need to be able to achieve, you need to be able to have upskilled in this skill, or you need to be able to have gotten like a certification. Does that make sense? So I've said courses, I've said seeking guidance, maybe from a mentor. It could even be someone online. The person doesn't even have to be a mentor. There's a couple of people that I've reached out to that I didn't know. But what I did is I went online, said, okay, who has this? This person is currently doing this, and I would like to be like this person. And I go check the person's LinkedIn, and I say, okay, what has this person done? Okay, and and then I can send a message to the person to say, oh, I really admire what it is that you're doing. I'm also looking into becoming, or also looking to kickstart my career in this path. Can you kindly advise me on the steps to take, or maybe even what books to read? And then you can kickstart your journey from there. And then the next step that you now need to do is to start applying. You are not you have to go it. Okay, you have to be very courageous to go find it. A lot of the times the job might not come on your lap, okay, because you are just starting. If you are very experienced, then yes, people can poach you. Like that one is normal for experienced people. But because you don't have that particular role yet, okay, you need to, because you don't have that particular role yet, you need to, sorry, I just lost my thought process now. What point was I trying to make there? Please remind me, Lydia, quickly. Lydia, are you on the call? Are you there?
You're talking about going out to find. You're talking about going
Thank
out
you.
to
Yeah,
find
thank you. Thank you so much.
the
Yeah,
job.
so
You
you
might
need to
not.
go find those.
That's what was. You might not have that particular role yet, but you need to.
Yes. Yeah, great. Thanks. I love that. We're all listening and paying attention. That's good. I said, like I said, you need to go find those opportunities. Okay. And you need to inform people that you are interested in transitioning. One strategic way to quickly get a role in tech is through referrals. My community members, for example, the product dive community and people that I mentor, coach, and train, I usually tell them if you find a role in product management, please don't, before applying, let's see if there is somebody there that can refer you internally. All right, or we get a referral name for you, we inform the person and say, can you please refer this person? All right, and then that way your chances of getting an interview is higher than somebody who just applies. You get what I mean? Because right now the market is extremely competitive, and you want to be very strategic and smart with how you can get that role, okay, or getting like your quote and unquote first tech job. So reach out for referrals. And also, one last thing that I would say is begin to build your brand around it, begin to write about it. So it could be that so that when somebody says investment, everybody knows Yewande. You know, when someone says financial services, we know Sholakbe. All right. So in that light, when somebody, if a creator who is interested in, let's say, data analysis, for example, okay, start reading about data analysis and start writing about it. All right. The journey, you don't have to be experienced, even if you are day one. There's somebody who hasn't even started at all and will be looking forward to learning, okay, how do I get to this day one? So you still have something to share. Okay. And the reason why I say feel free to share if you're interested in data is also such that you begin to build like a perception around you. And then there's something that is called TOMA, top of mind awareness. It's a lingua used in marketing. Okay. And then people begin to see you in that light. And then when they see that there is a data analytics role, you come to their mind first because you're in their faces. Do you get what I mean? But I don't mean post every second. You also have to be very strategic on like the right timing and the right channels to also post. Leverage LinkedIn. Make sure your LinkedIn is properly updated, the bio, you have a professional picture, the bio part of about you is professional. You have like all of those sections completed, you have your skill set. So that's all that I would say for now. But if anybody here is looking to transition, I wish you the very best and wishing you success. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miss Toby. That was really amazing. Especially the part about going out to find jobs. Most times people feel okay, I'll wait till the job ad is put out, then I would apply, and it doesn't really come to the it doesn't really it's really hard for people to put themselves out there, right? Especially when it comes to the fact that for some people this is a very, like, everybody, this is a very big thing, trying to get a job, and a no can sometimes feel very crippling. But thank you so much for sharing. So I'll go over to Miss Yewande, and in this regard, we'll be talking about particularly creators and networking, right? So, like I said before, creators are very, like, questioned before rather, the creators are very now entering into the world of tech as service providers, right? Which is quite frankly, they are also a business and the startup is also a business. So my question would be, um, for creators who are looking to do a lot more, right? Kind of like have more stake in the industry, whether through being service providers, like talking about the product, what would you say is like the best way to network your way to kind of like being the top of people's mind, being the top of like stakeholders' minds when it comes to, okay, oh, we can get this person to talk about this product and they'll do it very well.
Okay, that's a really good question. And I know that when people ask hard questions, everybody will say that's a really good question. But yeah, but that's actually a really good question. I was thinking about the answer. I think um, for creators, I think is I'm going to say a combination of what Toby already said, but in a different way that maybe they'd understand for the purpose of this question. One is to you need to talk about your work first of all. You need to be able to uniquely position yourself, and I'll give an example. You know, if you're going to write about your work, so you put out content, but you also write about the process. That's one good way for people to find you, for people to understand you. If you have a structure, if you have a team, if you have a business behind that creator output, it's better that people know that you're on this level. So talking about your work is very important. Writing about your work is very important. Sometimes even showing behind the scenes is very important. Showing the process sometimes is very important. So that's one is just the art of being a creator and being unique. You have to bring a different angle to it for you to stand out. That's one. It's a lot of work, but if you do it, people will notice. Be present online and offline. So I'll start with online. um if people want to find you, they have to find you in places where they're looking. So for example, social media, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. Let them be able to find you. Let it not be hard to reach you. Do you get? Be consistent. So if it's once a week you post, post once a week. If it's once a day you post once a day. And the days that you can't post, just do what you can to be available. The thing about the information age is you have to be top of mind for people to remember you. You can't go ghost for 3 months and expect that, our attention span is very, very limited right now. So for you to be top of mind, you have to consistently do things online. Like as I've said, talk about your work, write about your work, post about your work, bring a different twist, to show and what you're doing. Offline, I think one of the best ways is to insert and immerse yourself into creator communities and also communities that you're trying to be in. So the first one is, join a community that you feel other creators are there. It could be events, it could be a club, it could be a Slack group, it could be a WhatsApp group, but just be available so that you're among your peers and you're among creators. And so that when they see opportunities, they can mention you as well. Oh, we know that Lydia does this. Oh, we know that. So that's one. Then if you can immerse yourself into communities that maybe you're not really familiar with, once in a while, go for a product conference and talk and learn about what they're saying. Go for a harvest community event or join and just see what's happening. That way you also learn about other communities and what you can create for them. They also learn about you. Do you get both online and offline? So immerse yourself in communities that you want to be in, creator communities. Immerse yourself in communities that you may not necessarily feel like you fit in, but you can learn. Movie communities. I go for a lot of things that I probably don't have any business with, and that's how I learn about a lot of things. So I think offline and online, talk about your work, be present, be consistent. If possible, write about your work, bring a different twist. For example, showing behind the scenes, or nowadays people like to follow people's journeys. Journeys are one way where your initial audience relate and connect with you. People want to know what makes you what you are. People want to grow with you. People want to watch your journey. So if you can be authentic and you can do that, I think you'll be able to network. And I think finally, reach out to people. There's nothing wrong with reaching out to me via DM. I may not answer, I may answer, but you lose all the chances you don't take. So reach out to people. If you're trying to do something and you have value, reach out to them online, on LinkedIn or Twitter, on Instagram. They may not answer you the first time or the second time, but then when the opportunity comes, and it presents itself, and then you strike at that point, you may just get lucky. Do you get? Walk up to people. If you see someone, oh, I was at the train station one day and someone walked up to me and said, oh, hi, one day I've been following you on Twitter. I do this, do this, do this. I'm like, okay, nice. And then obviously we're probably going to have coffee or lunch very soon. So sometimes walk up to people. But the most important thing in everything I've said is just have value. Don't see it as I'm taking from people. See it as I have this value, and I'm happy to share value with you that I've recognized that have this value. A lot of young people, a lot of creators just feel like, oh, I'm a content creator, I want to come and do your social media. That's not how it works. We have a lot of people doing that, but if you show your value, you show your growth, people will recognize it, and then that's how you start building your network. I've tried to summarize, so I hope that was helpful. Okay.
Thank you so much, Miss Yamani. That was completely helpful. Especially the fact you said you miss all the chances you never take. A lot of people are definitely missing out on a lot of chances, including me. I'm not going to lie, because sometimes it's kind of like hard to reach out to people who you completely admire, right? And say, hey, I have XYZ idea, because at the end of the day, while people say, oh, you just say no, sometimes a no can put you in your bed for 24 hours. A no will just make you want to lay in your bed and sleep for the next 24 hours. So thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. So I'll move on to Misholapi, and now we're going to be talking about loans in we're going to talk about loans in a world in Nigeria where being a creator is, it's now seen as a job in most circles, but for some people it's not a job. So my dad, especially the fact that I'm a social media manager, even in a corporate world, I still don't have a job.
You know.
He tells me you don't have a job as long as you're staying at home. You don't have a job. That's what he tells me. How do we go from a point? For people who are completely creators? Let's use Salem King as an example, whose major job is to be a creator, to put out content for certain things. If he was to decide, okay, today build, I want to go into this business and I need a loan from a bank. What exactly can he take there to show that, okay, I am confident of repaying this loan, I'm confident of not misusing at large?
Okay, thank you so much. First off, I would say that content creation is one of those careers of the future. And so, if you are a content creator today, I mean, you are already living out um, the future right now. Um, it's important that it should be considered as a business. I have a 9-year-old, and when you ask him what does he want to be, he tells you he wants to be a YouTuber, and he's been saying that for how many years now? Says he wants to be a YouTuber. So what that means is that the future of work is changing, and so content creation should be looked, approached, and treated as such as a business. It's a full-time job, particularly if you want to earn from it. And why not? Either you have, a job and it's just by the side for you. Side hustles are, really, really encouraged towards making money, towards expanding one's income. So if it's a side hustle for you, take that side hustle seriously. If it's your full time, take it seriously and consider it as business. And for businesses generally, capital is the lifeblood of any business, right? So in the business of content creation, for instance, Toby had mentioned, Iwande had mentioned, investing in oneself, self development is critical. You can only share as much as you know. You cannot share, beyond what you know. So that means that you have to constantly expand through your network, expand your knowledge base, do a lot of researches. That requires some time. It might require you having some people do that for you. It might require you having, so you've just got to see how to create a structure around yourself, and as things, unfold, getting people, to help you. When I say getting, as in having proper employees to help you. All of these require funding. Let's look at the digital tools as well, both digital and infrastructural assets, like physical, both digital and physical infrastructure assets required. It requires funding. When they start talking about cameras these days, particularly for, it's like a kid in a candy store, right? Data, we understand, getting the right talent, okay, so that you are not just there constantly fighting your younger brother who's been helping out to document you, and then you're just say, oh, you didn't get the right angles. You want to get, for instance, professionals to do that for you. So there are just many layers to look at when you start considering content creation as a business, and that might require, that you use your own capital. For instance, when we started Harvest, it was, the capital source was family and friends. Then we started seeking external capital from angel investors because it's a business. So the fact that other people probably do not still consider your content creation as a business, right? You've got to consider it as a business first before it gets respected and considered so. So invest rightly, right? And so, like I said, it might require you to considering external capital. Where you can get equity capital, it works most of the time. A lot of people would want to, particularly because it is still, in its nascent stage. Let's be honest with ourselves. A lot of people still consider it, okay, really, you're a content creator. Okay, yeah, I understand that. What else do you do? You know, that's another fight. You say, like, what else do you do? Meanwhile, it is critical. It's a critical sector. So you might want to Can you see me now? Can you hear me? Thank you. All right. Thank you so much. I think the
Can
network is
hear
not.
you.
Okay. Thank you. So basically, I'll just wrap up to say that then you can then proceed to consider loans, consider grants. Um, we are big on the creator economy. I think about 60% of Harvest users are, Gen Zs, right? And then, late millennials basically. So, and they are big, big, big time creators. So recently, just this month, it's still March, we floated Everest loans, and we have a large part of that dedicated to this sector because again, we've seen the numbers, it's impressive, and it is one that pays off for both the creators. So when we say pay off, both mentally and then financially as well, like you are literally, I've gone on without belaboring what my co-panelists have said. It's serious work, but then you are bottling in it in a fun way. So at the end of the day, you look at it, it's fun. People are consuming it. It's fun to them, and then you can earn that way. So it's worth investing in, and then you can talk to us, and let's see how we can assess you for loans, and then if you qualify, we are happy to do business with you. Go
So
ahead.
I just want, yeah, so I just wanted to add something to what Shalaka said. So for content creators, sometimes don't wait until you need the money before you approach like organizations like Harvest, banks. Sometimes just go there and figure out and find out, okay, what do I need to do this? Most times they will tell you what is tailored to your unique situation. So for example, they'll tell you, okay, if you need to have been incorporated, if you need to start like documenting your finances in a certain way, if you need to have, XYZ. They're actually, because they actually want to help you and give you. So sometimes before you're ready, just go, reach out to them, tell them that, oh, you may be thinking of taking a loan in 3 months, 6 months. What is XYZ that I need? And they'll give you the paperwork. Then you can work on it. What usually happens is people wait until it's overdue before they now reach out for loans. So sometimes go and find out what is required so that you can build towards it, or so that you can even have a relationship with them. Sometimes they give exceptions, sometimes they make a waiver, sometimes they can even pair you with somebody else that has done it before and say, okay, you know what, talk to this person. this is what they did, these are your opportunities, these are, so sometimes just try and reach out first. They actually want to help you, and don't wait until it's overdue before you go and then you're rushing them. I think that's just one additional thing I wanted to say.
Thank you so much for that, Iwande. You know our business. Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Michelle Ape. Thank you so much for the input, Miss Yewande. Really enjoyed that because for most people, nobody, people, especially in Nigeria, were still like most people, especially in Gen Z, were very scared of loans because it's like, ah, if I cannot pay it back, what will they come and collect from my life? So we're usually very scared of loans, and as creators, you know, again, not a lot of people take us seriously, but it's great to hear that Harvest is, paving the way for people like me who, have a business mindset and want to do that, but are also creators. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for your work at Harvest. All right, so back to Miss Toby. Hello, Miss Toby. So my next question kind of would focus a bit more on your journey, right? So I mean, when we first met, you said that you were a creator at heart. So I want to talk a little bit about Product Dive. Um, I want to talk a little bit about Product Dive, right? So with Product Dive, what are the available opportunities for creators who are looking to get into the product management space? From being a creator to a product manager, Product Dive make available for that.
All right. So, question is, what tools does Product Dive make available for creators who are looking to become? I don't know if become product managers, part of it, but is that it, Lydia? So, what tools are made available for creators at Product Dive? Okay. All right. So first thing is, for some people who may not know Product Dive is an educational institute, and we offer product management programs that help aspiring and practicing product managers become competent product managers, delivering quality products that serves and meets the needs of people. Okay. And so that's what Product Dive is about. If you are an aspiring product manager and you want to learn how to build technology products, Product Dive is the place for you. If you are a creator and you want to build products, okay, while yes, we focus on tech products, I can say that the processes are the same. All right. Now, a product can be tangible and can be intangible. Tangible is a product that you can feel, e.g., an hardware. Intangible is a service, something that you cannot feel. Okay. So a creator, for example, has an ebook or might create an ebook, or it could be the content IG, thing that we've talked about already earlier today. And so, if a creator is interested in learning the process behind how to create an a quality product, and not just quality product, a product that brings in revenue for you, then Product Dive is that place. Because one of the things that we teach at Product Dive is that an organization brings you on board to help them generate revenue. Okay. They are not just bringing you on board because we want to build a quality product. While that is great, how the business continues to exist, or how the business achieves that sustainability, is through the revenue that that business earns, right? And what do we mean by revenue? It means that you have paying customers. So if you want to learn how do you turn your content to become profitable, such that you are able to afford the kind of lifestyle that you want. Is it the Bahamas, or do you want a private jet? then yes, product dive again is that place for you. Okay, so like I said, we teach you, and then if you are also trying to fine tune your idea, is it the right idea to pursue? Because trust me, not all ideas are equal. Okay, and for a product manager, we teach ruthless prioritization, because there would always be a backlog of ideas, but guess what, you cannot execute everything at once, right? So it means that you need to learn how to prioritize. There's a framework for prioritization, and I'm just going to quickly summarize quickly. So if you're a content creator here or a product manager, we think first of all business impact, user impact, and effort. Business impact, user impact, and effort. Okay. And when you think of business impact, you're thinking, okay, the size of the market opportunity. How many people today would have a need? How many people today have this problem that if I create this content, all right, improves their or meets their need? Well, it could improve like their lifestyle. Does that make sense? And so that way you can prioritize based on that. Okay, the size of the market. The second thing is the user impact. What impact does it have in the life of that person? If I use it's one that happened just last week Sunday, and which I think about it every day. I'm like, Father Lord, I just thank you so much. I thank you for Product Dive. I thank you, for where we are now and the positive impacts it made in the lives of people. So I received a call from this lady who said she got a job offer. She got a job offer. Like, she was so excited. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, this is a Sunday, but good news can fall on your laps at any time. And I remembered how this lady started, no idea about what product management meant. And then this lady got a job offer. And not just even in Nigeria, in the UK. She was so excited because she never saw herself as somebody that could get a product management job in another country that's not her base. Do you get what I mean? So if there's anybody here again who is thinking, oh, yes, I've heard about products management, can I get an opportunity there? It already looks like the market is overcrowded. Okay, come to Product Dive. Again, if you're that creator that you feel like you're hearing products management is everywhere, left, right, center, it's like everybody right now is a product manager, don't worry, we will guide you, we will assist you. We do bi-weekly interview mock-up sessions, and it's for free. We do in-person meetups across different cities. We had one in the UK just last 2 weeks ago or so. We also do a lot of collaboration with organizations. So when people go through our programs, we match them with organizations. Okay, because I personally believe that learning is not complete until you practice that thing that you've learned. Because when you practice, there's something that is called recall. It recalls that thing that is no longer just head knowledge. So you're practicing that thing. I don't know if that makes sense. So if you're somebody who is looking, oh, I don't just want to gain the knowledge, but I also want to practice that thing as a creator, because when an organization brings you on board, again, it is that they know that you somewhat have an experience in that thing, or you've tried your hand on that thing, and we have to be able to provide that opportunity for you. Okay, so I'm encouraging every creator that's here, if you've ever considered product management, or even if it's not product management, I also say that you see the skill set of CEOs and product managers are very closely related. Do you know that? Because CEOs pursue opportunities before they start investing a lot. They've already done what is called a market survey. So even if you don't want to eventually tour that part of product management, but you want to build your business, and a successful business at that, there are business principles. First principle, like, we will teach you all of that as well, because the foundation of product management is problem solving and how your business generates the kind of revenue that makes it profitable. So I welcome you with open arms, and welcome to the Product Dive community. Lydia, are you there?
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm so sorry. I'm having a bit of like network lag. So thank you so much. Let me saying thank you so much, Miss Toby, Miss Yewandi, and Miss Shalapi for honoring our invite. I really, really appreciate it. I really appreciate you coming to share, your knowledge, especially because it's such diverse knowledge. Um, Coming from finance, product marketing, and also startup. So thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. So this is the end of the webinar. The replay is available across all our platforms: Instagram, sorry, not Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Again, thank you so much to everyone who joined. Thank you for, like Michelle said, thank you for investing your time to have this conversation with us. I really appreciate it, and I'm really, really thankful. Thank you so much, and have a lovely and wonderful day.
Thank you. Happy Easter,
Posting your ebooks
everyone.
on Seller is very easy. Let's show you how. Step 1. Create a free Seller account. Step 2. Select ebooks. Step 3.
Happy
Input
Easter.
the necessary information. Step 4. Get your product name and start selling. Get started for free on seller.co today.
Hey Siri, how do I make money as a digital creator? How can I make money from my creativity? What's the best course hosting platform in Africa?
To do that, you'll need to be online.
Alright, I'm online. What's next? Everyone has a story to tell. The difference is in how we tell them. As a creator, you tell your stories with the content you create. Our job is to give you a platform to monetize your content. So the next time you think about digital products, think Seller. Get started for free on seller.co today.